You think that burning soreness means your muscles are growing? Wrong. Let me fix that in 8 seconds. Right now, inside your muscle fiber, it's not tearing that triggers growth. It's tension. When you lower that weight slowly, the fiber stretches, senses the load, and flips a molecular switch that screams, build. That switch? It's the real reason you grow. Miss it, and you're leaving gains on the table. Let's follow that signal and see exactly how to pull the trigger. So what actually flips that switch? It's not damage, it's tension. When you lower a weight, slow, controlled, your muscle fiber stretches under load. That stretch isn't tearing, it's signaling. Tiny sensors inside the fiber feel the pull and hit a molecular button called mTORC1. Think of it like your cell's construction manager. The second it gets that tension alert, it radios your body. Order more protein, build bigger. More protein packed in equals thicker fiber, equals visible growth. That's hypertrophy in one sentence. A 2025 review from McMaster University, one of the top sports science labs on the planet, confirmed it. Your muscle doesn't need to be shredded to grow. It just needs to feel heavy. So that soreness you chase, that's cleanup crew, not construction. Here's the thing, you can feel this right now. Next time you lower into a push-up or a squat, pause for a split second at the bottom. That deep burn, that's the signal firing. That's your growth trigger. Don't rush past it. Quick check, are you lowering your reps with control or just dropping? Drop a slow in the comments if you're ready to own that eccentric. Because once you master the signal, the next question hits. How long does that construction crew actually stay on the job? Let's follow that timeline and see why training once a week is leaving half your gains behind.
Now that switch is flipped. So how long does the construction crew actually stay on site? Here's the timeline. Muscle protein synthesis, that's the actual building process, peaks around 24 hours after your session. By 48 hours, it's back to baseline. Window closed. Crew gone. So if you train back on Monday and don't hit it again until next Monday, your muscles grew for 2 days, then sat idle for 5. That soreness you feel on Thursday, that's just cleanup. The builder's already clocked out. You might think more rest equals more growth, but here's what they don't tell you. Muscles don't grow because they're sore. They grow because they're signaled, and signaled often. Training each muscle twice a week isn't just better. It's the difference between 2 days of growth versus 4. That's double the stimulus, double the opportunity. And it's not about killing yourself 7 days a week. It's about smart timing.
Now that we've locked in the timeline, let's zoom in on the one part of every rep your muscles care about most, the lowering. Here's the truth. Your muscles can handle about 40% more force on the way down than on the way up. That's not a tip. That's biology. When you lower slowly, think 3 seconds minimum, that stretch under load hits mTORC1 harder than any other part of the rep. That's where the signal screams loudest. But most people treat the lowering like it's just the commute between reps. Drop fast, pull up, count the rep. Here's the problem. The rep you counted, your muscles cared most about the part you rushed. This is exactly what happens to your biceps when you drop fast on a curl. The tension vanishes, the signal fades, and the growth opportunity slips. You might think, as long as I hit the reps, I'm good. But here's what they don't tell you. Rushing the eccentric is like paying for a construction crew and sending them home early. Slow the lowering down. 3 seconds. Feel the burn. That's not discomfort. That's the signal firing. Quick mid-video check. If this is changing how you see your next set, tap that like button. It tells the algorithm you're serious about gains. Because once you own the eccentric, the next piece of the puzzle hits hard.
What if I told you one bad night of sleep can wipe out 18% of that growth signal? Let's follow that thread.
Now that signal is firing. But here's what most people miss. mTORC 1 ordered the build, but your body needs raw materials. If protein's off, that signal fires into empty space. You hired a crew and forgot the bricks. Sleep? That's when the crew shows up. One bad night drops muscle protein synthesis by 18%. Just one night. A week of 5-hour sleep? Testosterone falls 10-15%. That's aging 10 years in 7 days. Study. Same calories, same deficit. Short sleep group lost 60% more muscle, 55% less fat. Same food, different results. This is exactly what happens to your recovery when you scroll till 1 a.m., then wonder why progress stalled. Growth doesn't bank. It happens now or not at all. What if that signal fires tonight, but your body can't build? Now breathe. Fix, protect sleep like it's part of your set. 7 hours minimum. Pair with protein, and you're engineering growth. Signal locked. Timing locked. Recovery locked. One lever left. How do you keep forcing adaptation?
Signal locked. Timing locked. Recovery locked. Now the final lever. You must force your muscles to adapt. Same pull-ups forever. That's maintenance. Your muscles only grow when the tension increases. Body weight doesn't mean you're stuck. Harder variations, slower eccentrics, add a weighted vest. That's progressive overload. This is exactly what happens to your muscles when you add just 5 seconds of total tension per set. The signal fires stronger. The build runs longer. The fiber thickens. You might think, I need more weight to progress. But here's what they don't tell you. Tension isn't just load. It's time under tension, control, and intent. Slow the lowering. Add a pause. Change the angle. That's how you keep the signal loud. Remember that switch we flipped in the first 8 seconds? Now you know how to hit it harder, longer, smarter. One last piece. What happens after you walk out of the gym? Let's close the loop. So, next time you walk out sore, remember, the crush was just the trigger. Growth happens in the 48 hours after, when you sleep deep, feed right, and train smart. That switch we flipped at the start, you now own it. Load with intent. Lower with control. Protect your recovery. Consistency beats intensity every time. If this changed how you see your next workout, subscribe. We break down the science behind every rep, every week. Your muscles are waiting. Go give them a reason to grow.